I was putting my clothes on after a shower night. My stepmom, 37, half brother, 7, can't wait to go in the room I was changing clothes in. And they decided that looking in the crack of the door was a good idea. The door cannot close all the way because we have a carpet on the floor. If you know that someone is changing in the room, you can imagine that they are naked, right? When she looked through the crack, she surprisingly saw me with no underwear on. It said Miss Girl, so I presume she's meaning her stepmom, started to scream at the top of her lungs about why am I not wearing any underwear and why I'm walking around the house naked. I was in mine and my half-brother's room, and how my half-brother could have seen me naked. She started giving me a lesson on underwear and how she showers with underwear on, and how the first thing I need to do is put my underwear on to shower with. She only saw my back and I had a top on. I am 13 years old and this has just happened to me.
Oh my.
Who wants to go first?
Ladies
Wow.
first.
Go on then, Rachel.
There's a lot to dissect here, isn't there? I mean, the first thing I want to touch on is the washing with your underwear on. Like, what's that all about?
That's what someone said in the comments. I'm sorry, but and this is in capitals now, she showers with her underwear on. She is going to hell for that. But seriously, you weren't doing anything wrong and she shouldn't have looked. She knew you were getting changed in there. She needs a reality check. I kind of agree with that, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand what the perspective she's even coming from with that one, because you're shaming someone for removing their underwear when they're getting changed. Would you expect them to just never remove their underwear? Does she just keep her underwear on 24/7? Well, not 24/7, but literally forever. She never removes her underwear then.
Is that
She
why
just
she
washes the
showers?
underwear, so she skips the washing machine bit and she just washes it all at the same time.
Yeah, but
Is that what she's saying?
Yeah, but maybe she showers with
Yeah, no,
underwear
you're
on.
right.
That's to
Right.
clean her. Probably she only has one pair of knickers and that's how she cleans it. Just showering with them on.
Yeah, this is what I'm
know.
thinking.
It's very odd.
There's a comment that says, why is nudity even so frowned upon? And I agree with that, because it's like, it's not always, why does everyone always sort of bring sort of sexual things in? Like, we all have bodies, like we all have body parts. Like, you know, it's like when you breastfeed a baby, that's not sexual, it's a body part, you know, there's not a sexual thing that's happening, it's a body part. And I just think that it is crazy, this whole, you should be ashamed of getting changed. It's crazy. What was she on?
Well, what's your opinion, Danny?
Definitely not the a-hole. The stepmother has serious issues. If she knew she was just getting out of the shower, then yes, there's an aspect of being naked, obviously, and be getting changed. So if why couldn't they wait to get into the bedroom? It's not hard. You wait 5 minutes for someone to get changed. But then to snap at them to say, why are you naked? Or anything like that, it's just weird. It sounds like the stepmother had issues. I also take up issue with the fact that a 13-year-old and a 7-year-old are sharing a bedroom.
Yeah, I was going to say something about that. That's really taken away from the privacy of that girl, because she's a teenager now and she'll be going through puberty.
Well, exactly. And if they've shared a bed, depending on how long they've shared a bedroom for, I'm sure that they're bound to have seen something. But then why is she, again, as Rachel said, like sexualizing it when it's, you know, we're pretty sure we've all seen family members in stage of overdress at some point in our lifetimes. It's not something we want to be seeing. It's just happens when
living in the same, living in the same roof, under the same roof, you know, and you're not seeing it as a sexual thing. It's normal. We all know we have body parts and we have private body parts, but then she's invading on the space. The door should have been knocked at the very least.
That's why,
knock the door.
Regardless of there's a crack in the door, you knock the door.
You do, and you ask if they're decent, you know.
Well, yeah, and if she wasn't decent, she could have either quickly put on some underwear or wrapped the towel back around herself. It's about having some respect, so.
Exactly. To me, is it the stepmother, yeah?
Yeah.
She's in the wrong because she's invaded the privacy. And I wonder if she tried to turn it around because she knew she was in the wrong. So maybe she tried to turn it round on the child you know, to sort of cover up for her own wrong action, gaslighting the child, really.
Yeah.
Because there's absolutely nothing to be ashamed of with your body parts and getting changed and undressed and showering, and certainly shouldn't be teaching the 13-year-old to have bad hygiene and not remove their underwear when they're washing themselves. That's really
especially
bad
going through
to be teaching
puberty
them that.
and yeah.
That's wrong. Be teaching any child that you should be keeping your underwear on. No, you need to wash yourself properly. It's unhygienic.
And it's almost like saying you're not entitled to privacy, so you need to keep yourself covered and everything else because you're not entitled to any privacy.
This is exactly what I'm thinking. The privacy element of it is a massive one because, you know, this is a 13-year-old, you know, probably presumably starting to go through puberty and sharing the bedroom again, you know, at that age. All of that is wrong. She needs a private space. Is it he or she? Sorry?
Yeah,
it's a female.
It's a female and a 7-year-old boy.
Yeah, she needs some private space. She needs some space of her own, and people need to be knocking the door. You know, people need to be knocking the door when, you know, that person's in their own private room and they're in their space. It's just a no-brainer to knock the door, you know.
I'm just going to answer the comment. Yeah, I get what you're saying, that they might not have the space, but at the same time, if they haven't, then they need to create some kind of environment where there can be privacy. I mean, you can always say have a curtain that you can pull across a room. I've seen people do that, the way they separate the rooms. Or you say, right, you know, during this time, I need an hour in the room, half an hour, whatever, just communication. And this 7-year-old boy, they should be teaching him that respect. They should be teaching him
the boundaries.
The boundaries. That it's not okay, because she's basically kind of saying she's only putting it all on the girl. That's what I'm saying. She's putting it all on the girl and not teaching boundaries to her
it's kind of
son.
gaslighty. It's very gaslighty, I feel. She's gaslighting the girl to feel like she was doing something wrong. She was merely getting changed in her own bedroom. You know, she shares it with the 7-year-old brother, but that's still her designated space to get changed and, you know, to have her private space. If she wants to go and have a bit of peace and quiet, that's where she goes. It's her bedroom. So it just seems crazy, you know, to violate someone else's space and then you have a go at them. That's insanity. That's gaslighting. It's gaslighting.
It is. Do you agree, Danny? Gaslighting.
Yeah, definitely. It's, you know, everyone knows, obviously this stepmother is not normal because she showers with her underwear on, but everybody knows that, you know, when you leave the bathroom, nobody really gets changed in the bathroom, because especially if you live in a house where there's only one bathroom, you can't really be expected to can't really get changed in there if somebody needs to use the toilet or something. So, you know, you're going to take your stuff, go back to your bedroom, you're going to dry off there, which with women, drying your hair can take longer and everything like that compared to us men. So you'd be dry in like 5 minutes or whatever. You're going to need a little bit of time just to get changed. So why couldn't they wait before entering the bedroom? What was so desperate that they needed to get into the bedroom for?
Yeah, this is it.
That's the part of the story I don't get. Why did she say that they couldn't wait to get into the bedroom? What was so important that the 7-year-old and the stepmom had to enter the bedroom?
What kind of emergency was going on that they had to burst in the room?
Exactly, they couldn't wait 5 minutes for her to put on, you know, clothes, or even 30 seconds or a minute just to get out of the drawer, then to wear it. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's a simple knock on the door. You know, are you decent? Like it's just a no-brainer, isn't it?
Don't you? Do you know what? Sort of reading between the lines, you do wonder whether the stepmom has an issue with her stepdaughter and might be in some ways jealous, because
there could be some weird issue going on.
The girl, and she's obviously with this girl's dad now, and she might have some kind of jealousy issue against the stepdaughter.
Could be something deeper, yeah.
She's trying to make her feel bad about, you know, certain things.
Also, you know, we don't know the past of the stepmother. Has the stepmother got some issues, you know, because of something that happened in her past? So she might have some weird...
that's reading like too deep into it. Just on the surface of what they've said is that it's just the mother is the a-hole in this situation.
She's definitely the a-hole regardless.
The girl needs to speak to her father about it.
Yeah.
And be like, you know, she crossed this boundary. didn't knock
100%.
or anything like that. Because, yeah, as you said, if you just knocked and said, "Are you decent?" she could have easily have wrapped the towel back around herself if she didn't have the underwear to hand, and just sat on her bed and be like, "Okay, I'm sat. Come on in, do what they need to do. They can leave. She can then get changed." It's not hard.